Honourable Madam Chairman, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked as a London lawyer to address you today about ethics and the law. I've been given 7 minutes. I'll start off with reputation, if I may. And guess who this is a quotation from? Good name in man and woman, dear my lord, is the immediate jewel of their souls. Who steals my purse, steals trash. 'Tis something, 'tis nothing. 'Twas mine, 'tis his, and has been slave to thousands. But he that filches from me my good name robs me of that which not enriches him, and makes me poor indeed. That was William Shakespeare in Othello. In England this year, we're now warming up to the idea of the 800th anniversary of the signing of Magna Carta on the 15th of June 1215 in a field that is rather a desolate meadow these days in Runnymede. The signing of such an important document was the culmination of pressure brought to bear upon King John, who by common consent was the most loathed and the most distrusted of all British monarchs. His interference with the lives and businesses of the barons and of the bishops earned him such a reputation that, to borrow Shakespeare's words, made him poor indeed. The making of the Magna Carta was a benchmark in the development of England, including English law, and set out a modus operandi which was fairer to all concerned and more ethically correct. Little did they know that from that field in Runnymede there would be created a document which, by its enforcement and by its reputation, became one of the hallmarks of Western civilization, and has been described as one of the most important exports from England, influencing literally hundreds of millions of people around the world. For example, the Declaration of Independence in America on the 4th of July 1776 drew largely upon the Magna Carta. And it must be fair to say that the legal system in India, for example, owes a great deal to that document too. Moving forward 800 years, law and ethics are still a very hot topic. Within the last century or so, there must have been a sense that the legal profession needs to be further regulated, and so it has been minutely prescribed as regards its procedures and practices, year on year, placing yet further burdens on the cheerful and well-meaning practitioner to comply with yet more rules and codes. I know a number of my contemporaries in the legal profession have been very happy to hang up their wigs to enjoy what they feel has become a well-earned retirement. This particular approach to regulating the law could be seen as an exercise in intellectualism, where the mind takes precedence over the heart. As they may say in the USA, this is all fine and dandy, but it does not always work in the best interest of our clients and the community at large, and shields us from the very reason why we wished to be lawyers in the first place, which was to help our fellow human beings. Interestingly, the 10 current mandatory principles issued by the Solicitor Regulation Authority in the UK contain 3 at least issues where ethics are certainly to be borne in mind, and it is becoming much more of a hot topic. 3 out of the 10 principles, mandatory principles, say, firstly, act with integrity. Secondly, act in the best interest of each client. And thirdly, behave in a way that maintains the trust the public places in you and in the provision of legal services. So the tide is turning towards a very definition of the obligations on the part of lawyers, so it is not simply form filling and compliance that is important. The practitioner must now consider what is in the best interest of the clients and the best interest of the public at large, and what is in the best interest of the proper administration of justice, acting at all time with integrity. All of these are weighty words and full of pomp and circumstance, perhaps. Maybe they have sprung out of and are an antidote to the mindset that characterized medieval ethics. When, for example, in 1239, William of Drogheda, an Oxford priest and lawyer, advised his readership how to be a successful advocate. One feature of the advice was the author recommended that all advocates should ensure payment in advance. Get your money while the patient is ill. Have we moved on very much since 1239, when we revised to get your money when the patient is ill? Thomas Hardy, the well-known poet and novelist, may not have thought so when he recorded in these lines: "Peace on earth, we say it, and pay 1,000 priests to pray it." After 2,000 years of mass, we have gone no further than poison gas. But let us end on a more cheerful note. He who steals my purse steals trash, as William Shakespeare said. But he that filches from me my good name robs me of that which is not enriches him, and makes me poor indeed. If we go back to Socrates, some 2,500 years ago, he would say, regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly be possessed of. For credit is like fire. When once you have kindled it, you may easily preserve it. But once you extinguish it, you will find it an arduous task to rekindle it again. The way to a good reputation is to endeavour to be what you desire to appear. So, perhaps the best way to a good reputation and to live an ethical life is to try to be what you wish to appear to. Thank you.